I hate Texas.
Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan. Not a
Oh, the piggies got beat by the
Devo
Longhorns.
got us.
Bevo got us. Well,
But you know what? It was respectful.
it was. But Clint, people are still angry.
Well, you know what? People are idiots.
There's still some smug, unhappy people out there, and no one likes them.
Yeah.
Well, some people like them, maybe. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about
Yeah.
the game. We're going to talk about Louisiana Tech. We'll talk about the rest of the season. We're going to talk about some Hog basketball. Are the fans failing the basketball team?
We got little brother Friday. You better get there.
Coach Cal. Coach Cal's already getting on to us. I feel like he's already getting on. Clinton's already getting on to us. What are we
Yeah,
going to
look,
do?
I'm used to daddy getting on to me. I mean,
That's true. Yeah,
I dealt
whatever.
with it till I was like a good in my 20s. So.
Yeah. You don't still deal with that.
He
Yeah.
still does it every now and then.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
tell me like, son, you're an idiot. So
Yeah. Well, anyway, folks, lots of stuff to talk about today. We're excited. We're a couple days late recording. Clint lives in the boonies
internet issues.
and he had internet issues, but that's all right. We're
We'll
good,
go
man.
over it.
We're good now. Look at us streaming on the World
There we
Wide
go.
Webs. So, like, share, comment, subscribe, all those good things. Okay, help us out. We need you. And hey, listen to Sean Michelle real quick before we get this party started on the Hog Slop podcast.
1, 2, 3, 4. You've ever seen a lame man walk? Ever heard a dumb man talk? Never seen a blind man see? I promise you can't. You ever seen a cancer dead? Ever seen all the poor get fed? Ever seen a prisoner set free? I promise you change
What's up, everybody? It's time. It's time. It's such a good time for the Hog Slop podcast. I'm your boy Bigger T, joined as always by my man, my best friend, Big C, Clint Clark. How you doing?
Man, I'm good. I'm a little salty that it took so long for us to freaking record this week. I the house that I bought, there's 3 acres. I'm on 3.5 acres. A married couple own this, and they got divorced. I was hoping them kids were going to make it, but they didn't.
They didn't.
And so I guess the husband kept like part of the property, and she kept. So I don't own the front acre and a half.
Mhm.
And so somebody's bought it, building a duplex up there, which annoys me. But you know what? I can't do anything about it. It's like so many things. You can't control it. You just got to learn to accept it.
Yeah.
And so I'm accepting it. But I guess running their heavy equipment, it ran over. It just basically ruined or cable or whatever
Internet
the
wire.
wire going to the internet.
Fiber optic or whatever, something.
Whatever. So they basically got to run a new they run a new line. And they ain't buried it yet. So I'm sitting there and I'm driving down there and I run over it. I'm like, oh crap. If I've ruined the internet and I've got to bail on Travis again, he is going to be spicy. But fortunately it worked out. We're able to get here and yeah.
And here we are, folks.
We're here. We are here.
Well, Clint, you ready for here we are starting to get colder. You liking the cold
It's a
weather?
hoodie and a hat day. A hoodie and a hat.
Yeah, I had a hoodie on earlier, but and then next week's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Excited for Thanksgiving?
I am. I'm gonna smoke a turkey again.
Nice.
Yeah, you missed Meat Fest.
I did. I missed Meat Fest. Had some
Yep,
plumbing issues come up, and
yeah. But
thankfully
anyways,
those
this
were fixed
weekend,
quickly. But
I fired up the pit. I built a cinder block pit, and I smoked 4 racks of ribs, a pork shoulder, a bologna, and that was a whole other Oprah show buying the bologna, a turkey, and some wings. I think that was it. But it was a lot of meat,
Yeah.
because I've got a big cinder block pit up bit. So I've told the story on here before about, how I'm like addicted to Pagey bologna. It's the only bologna I'll buy now. Um, so I go to Walmart, and I called you and told you this because I just thought it was hilarious. And I'll tell the podcast viewers, but or the listeners, whatever you're doing. I know some of you like looking at me. Gabe, I'm looking at you, my friend. So we so I go to Walmart. I said, look, give me a block of Petit Jean bologna. I want the whole block. She's like, what? I go, I want the whole block of Petit Jean bologny. You want it in slices? I go, no. Weigh it, slap the tag on it. I want the entire block.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Well, at this point, I've been kind of cocky because I was give me the whole block. And like if they would have weighed the thing, and I've had it cut, so I was pretty sure it's around 5-6 pounds.
Yeah.
So, but if they'd weighed the blocks and it was at 10 pounds, it'd have been a $70 block of bologna.
Yeah.
I would have bought it just to I bought it just because I'd been too ashamed to go, no, can you pay that? So I was like, nope, this man has been the extra money. But the girl was like giddy, like we were doing some kind of illegal drug deal.
Yeah.
Okay, here you go. Like,
He wants the whole bologna.
He wants the whole. I go, I'm going to smoke
the whole bologna.
What? But let me tell you, kids, if you're going to smoke a bologna, spend the extra, get the Petit Jean.
That's right.
It is
don't get the bar S.
And they don't even they should be sponsoring us. Obviously, look at us.
That's right.
But
these are bodies made by Petit Jean.
Yeah, body by Petit Jean.
That's right.
Hashtag body by Petit Jean.
Well, Clint, I got to tell you, did talk to Joey, and he was there to celebrate Meat Fest with you, and he gave you glowing. He said you were kind of concerned about the ribs. You said you put them out.
Yeah.
And you were like, these are probably okay. And Joey said they were awesome. He said he took some home.
He did take some home. He's like, I'm getting all these you don't like.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine with me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I had plenty. But I've been eating bologna all week for my breakfast. I like bologna, egg, and cheese biscuits.
Nice. There you go.
Fantastic.
Well, Clint, Piggy's hosted good old Texas.
Yeah, guys, you can be upset about a loss, and I understand that. We're fans. But this went probably as it should have. And Texas was a better football team than us. They have a better football team than us. Texas may have the best team in the country. Their defense is close to as good as there is in the country. Quinn Ewers would have been a first or second round draft pick. He went out last year. Now, and what's crazy is there's no way Quinn comes back to Texas. Like there's zero, and you could make a case that he probably should. But he's got a guy named Arch Manning behind him. By the way, I love his commercial. Have you seen his Dr. Pepper commercial?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Look, I don't care because I don't need a backup. I don't care if he's got famous relatives and great hair.
That's right. Yeah.
It's freaking great. But yeah. But I read today he's just going to go ahead and go pro. But I mean, guys, the defense, I was really pleased with the effort offensively. I mean, you turn the ball over a couple times, and there's a couple questionable decisions.
Well, there's more than that. There was some bad play by some folks. The offensive line made some boneheaded. Like you're wondering what in the world were they thinking? They made some bad reads on some blitzes and on some blocks that you're thinking, what in the world? And then also Taylor Green made some bad.
He made some bad reads,
some mistakes, and he made the offensive line look worse. Now the offensive line looked bad, but he made them look worse several times, and a lot of that is when he decides to not step up in his pocket when they've created him one, and he decides to run out to the side. And like one time there was a holding call that wouldn't have been called and wouldn't have ever happened if on Harris, if Taylor would have stepped up And it was
Well,
on a play that the commentators were like, if he would have stepped up in this gap, he could have ran right here. And that's what could have happened. Instead, he ran outside. And when he did, it caused the defensive guy to pull away. And Harris just had Harris didn't know he was going to go outside, and he had a hold of him. And so there
yeah,
was
you
a
can't
lot of
blame
that
the
kind of
ref.
stuff.
Yeah, you can't blame the ref. Something I would have done as an offensive lineman. Well, Travis, I'm just going to go ahead and point blank ask it. A lot of fans are calling for it.
Well, hold on just a second. Let's talk a little
Okay,
more
go
about
ahead.
the play.
Oh, go ahead.
Broden was, I still, Clint did not understand how he's playing over Tesla or getting balls thrown to him more than Tesla.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
I don't understand that. I understand in practice, maybe he's doing things, but he's proven in games this year that he's not
Yeah, when
going to
it's
make
at not
catches.
cutting time, as they say, he hasn't been reliable.
That's right.
I mean, he hasn't been. No, I can't argue with you a lick there.
Now, some fans also were very upset, and some people, even like Trey Biddy was, and I think, and some others in his walk and talk were complaining about the CJ Brown play. Why did they throw to him? And to me, that's one of those, Clint, that if it works, you're a freaking genius. Because they didn't expect that guy who's put on some good stuff from what we've read and heard in practice. He's done well. And you know, everyone's saying, well, you just don't put a freshman in that situation in that big of a game. And well, you got to put him in a situation sometime. And, you know, if it would have
Well,
worked, Petrino's a freaking genius. It didn't work. It would have worked if he hadn't have carried the ball like a sack of bread.
let's just be. I tell I tell my wife with the kids sometimes. I'm like, look, until you put them in a situation to screw up, they can't prove to you they won't screw up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now might have been better served to prove to us that you're not going to screw up versus Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech may not have knocked that ball out.
Yeah.
And
you got to put a trust in a player sometime. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they probably wanted to go to Tesla, but Tesla was tired and I think he just ran a go route or something and he was out. And so it was just, they may not even realize that was who was in there.
Yeah.
And which I hate to say that, but I mean, reality is there's so much, so many going on, so much stuff going on. And they obviously had faith in him or he wouldn't have been in the game at all.
Yeah.
So
I'm still disturbed that so few balls are going to Luke Haas and Tesla, because I think when they've gotten a chance, they've proven they're reliable.
I don't think Talon is reading more. Talon is reading more than one or two guys.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I think it's boom, boom, gone. I mean, but I don't know. I just don't. He's a very, very good quarterback, and I think he came in and won the team over. But I was going to go ahead. I'm going to jump there because it's just kind of where the conversation's heading. I think it is time maybe to look at Malachi Singleton. I don't know if obviously I think you're hoping against Louisiana Tech that Malachi can get some time in, some backups can get some time in. That's what you're hoping, and then get ready for the Missouri game. I don't feel like that there was much of a quarterback competition over the offseason. I think it's okay. We paid Talon to come in, and he goes, Taylor came in. He won. He was the guy they brought in. They paid to come in out of the portal.
And that's one of the problems with NIL is coaches feel like they got to play the guy that they're paying the most money to.
Yeah, but the problem is sometimes that guy don't win the game. May not be the best option.
That's right.
I think we saw Malachi against Tennessee. Was good for the moment. What they put him, they were safe with him. Against Ole Miss, you really saw Malachi take a step forward. I thought he outplayed Green in that game. I thought Malachi played great against UAPB. I think
I thought he played really well against UAPB.
No, he played really well. I think I don't think you bench Taylor going forward. I think you dance with what's brung you. You're this close to bowl eligibility. You got a big rivalry game, and then you play the bowl game, and then you go in the offseason. But I think there has to be serious quarterback competition. If both of them guys are back on campus next year, which is a big if.
Yeah.
I mean, just and we'll get into that more next year. To me, you have to have a serious competition.
Yeah. I think it definitely has to be
it has
they're
to be
1A and 1B, and you got to see who ends up with it.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to think that whoever loses that competition will probably transfer at the end of spring. I think there's a better than average chance.
Yeah.
Especially Taylor. Let's just say Singleton beats him out. Singleton's a redshirt sophomore. Green's a redshirt senior on his last year of eligibility. This is the last year of COVID years. He won't have a COVID year left.
Yeah.
There won't be a COVID year. So we'll have to make the choice. Am I the backup at Arkansas? Or do I want to transfer? I'm just going to say New Mexico out of the top of my head. I don't know. But I transferred to a smaller school where I'm going to be the no-brainer starter and play my last year.
Well, and going back to the game.
Sorry, I rambled.
No. The defense looked much better.
Yeah.
Travis Williams went back more to there was a lot more zone, although they did run some man. But there's a lot more zone, a lot more umbrella. But one thing I was super proud of with our defense, Clint, because our defense, like we talked about last week, for 3 weeks, our defense had been struggling. Okay. It wasn't just that one game. They've been struggling for 3 weeks. And, but I'll tell you one thing that impressed me, what I was really happy for, was Landon Jackson had a good game against a really good offensive line.
Yeah. No.
He made that one move on that left tackle. And I think that guy was his roommate at one time at LSU. I may be wrong there, but anyway,
just say it like it's fact.
But he's a tackle that's one of the top on the board in the draft. One of the top tackles in the country. And Landon did really good against him. And one of the knocks against Landon has been, he's done well. I mean, he always plays well, especially if you know football. Even if he doesn't get home to get the sack, he plays well. He does a good job containing. He does a good job keeping leverage. He does a good job pursuing. He gets pressure whenever, and all that. But he got home, got a sack. He's tended to do that against weaker. He had that big game against Alabama, but it was against a freshman last year. And so everybody was like, yeah, he had a good, he had one good game, but it was a good freshman,
Like all those Arkansas fans always are like, but.
So, all right. So who was your players of the game?
You know what? I'm hard to come up with one on offense. It really is. But Andrew Armstrong's just been solid all year. He has just been, he's been the go-to guy.
Yeah. And Mr. Consistent.
Mr. Consistency. I'd hate to see how gaudy his numbers would look if he'd played against UAPB.
Yeah.
Because he goes after that game, he's just been the guy.
Yeah.
How about you, Travis?
For offense, and both of my picks this week are redemption picks, guys that people have complained about and I've complained about.
Yeah.
But so when we try to pick, sometimes we pick guys that are the obvious. Sometimes we pick guys that aren't so obvious. This guy's a not so obvious. Rashad Dubinion. Yep. He's a guy that is taking some flack for some fumbles and some other things. I thought he had an excellent game. He didn't have just huge stats, but he did a lot of things well, running the ball, pass protection. Um, I thought he had a solid game. It was good to see him, especially in a game that Russell wasn't playing in. And it was good to have Jackson back, of course, but we needed Dominion to have a good solid game in that game. And I thought he had a good game. And so I wouldn't give it, I mean, like I said, offense is kind of tough to find one. So how about defense? Who you got?
Well, you know what? Hudson Clark put up an impressive stat line. Had 8 total tackles, 5 solos, 1.5 tackles for loss, and 1 pass defense. Now that's I can tell by looking at that's probably who you're going with. And I was looking at that because I'm going to tell you one of the things I've noticed watching football this year, watching the team this year, is you look up on defense and number 10 is everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. I don't think, and so is Spence. The linebacker core to me has just been like it is not. I mean, we had the suplex, obviously, which was dumb butt move.
Yeah.
But other than that, when have we complained about the linebacking core? Yeah. What everybody was worried about, we lost Prue Paul. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
We're fine in line. You saw that quiet confidence with the linebackers all year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going with the linebacker core. So go ahead, Big T.
Well, you said mine, Hudson Clark. He's my redemption guy.
Good stat line.
He's a guy fans like to, we love to hate, and look, I agree. In the last game, he looked bad a couple times. Like he got burnt. It was bad. But I thought this game, and probably because we played more zone, it's more Hudson friendly. He looked good. He was around the ball all the time. He made some big hits, which he's not known as a hitter. He was there to make some stops and to help out on some stops. I thought he just had a good solid game. And Clinton, I was gonna have there for part of the game after one play, actually, I was gonna pick Devin Bell as my player of the game because of that tackle he had on a kickoff.
Yeah.
And then he punted one like, what was it, 8 yards or something?
Yeah.
And I said, never mind. Yeah, never
mind.
But I do want to give him some props for getting a big tackle.
You play ball long enough, you're gonna flub one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna happen. I mean, it's just I don't care what position you play. You eventually gonna screw. Yeah, I don't care if you're Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. Eventually, you're gonna throw a duck.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It's a horrible time for it to happen.
Now, another thing happened Saturday that thanks to some fan, or maybe I don't know who it was.
Well, it's an idiot who it is.
But on I-49 and I guess it's near Springdale or somewhere up there, a fan purchased or rented a billboard, whatever you call that, and put up there something like thanks Sam for 5 years, but we need better in the SEC. Clint, what's your opinion of a fan that would spend money to put up a billboard to badmouth a football coach?
Start a podcast. It's cheaper. I mean, I'm going to tell you, just like the billboard, the financials are terrible.
That's right.
But no, dude, you're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
I don't know where you work at, but it's obviously I mean, it's probably if you pay for a billboard, it's probably somewhere decent. Just gonna be like, and you probably got a lot of money and can ruin me. So I'm gonna shut up. But you're an idiot.
I agree, Clint. To me, it's terrible.
What about that makes us look good?
It's embarrassing.
What part of it looks good? Because no one's going, well, good for that guy right there. He put up a billboard. He's right. We need to fire him. I mean, there's probably somebody doing that, saying, yeah, but there's nothing about that makes us look intelligent. There's nothing about it. And what we're mad about is the recruiting. Could you imagine? Okay, so what? You're going to put up a billboard? A recruit's going to drive down I-49 and see it?
And that's what I put. I saw Bobby Bones on X or Twitter or whatever. He had put something about it, saying something, bad about it. And I responded to, and I said, this is terrible. I said, and don't give me or I said, think about what a recruit thinks about this. And I said, and first of all, don't give me what do recruits think about losing? Any recruit worth his salt, any guy you're going to recruit to try to get to come to your team, it doesn't look, if they really want to come to your team, they think they're the guy that's going to win you those extra 3 or 4 games you need. That's what they think. Okay. But they know they can't fix people that are jerks in the fan base. And you may say, well, it's okay. I mean, Alabama fans do this or Auburn fans do this. Well, be better, folks. Be better. That's a Sam Pittman. Look, I don't care what you think about him. He's a man. He's a person. Yeah, he makes a lot of money. And yes, look, you don't think he gets under pressure for that money? Yeah, he's under pressure. He doesn't need you putting up a stupid billboard. And these are like the idiots that flew a plane for Houston Nutt.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It makes us look bad. It's embarrassing. Just quit. Go root for somebody else. And who knows? It may be a fan from another team, Clint.
Well, Travis, they put a billboard up. And, I saw Billy Ray on hogville.net. He's saying that we should fire Sam Pittman and Marshall. Surely, with the billboard, with them on hogville.net, and some of your other Razorback Nation Facebook page, surely we're going to fire Sam Pittman. Surely.
Yeah.
Let me look at the big board.
Yeah, no.
No, we're not.
No.
You have a reliable source.
No, I don't.
Okay.
But the person that I heard say that has some reliable sources.
Oh, who did you hear it from?
And that's our chief competitor, Mr. Trey Biddy.
Or arch nemesis.
Our arch nemesis. No. we listen a lot to Trey Biddy and I'm on his message board and all that kind of stuff. We read his articles and all that. And he's saying that he's being told by reliable sources that Sam Pittman's job is safe. And folks, look, here's the truth of the matter right now. I know we're in the middle of it, and I know we're thinking, look, we could have beat Texas. And Clint, you talked about Texas. I don't think Texas is going to win the national championship. I don't think they're as good. They hadn't played anybody that great. Who they have played, Georgia. I mean, the best game they played, besides the best team they played, besides Georgia, is Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt's tough.
Well, but it's not proven to be so tough right now. Okay, yeah. They're coming back to earth. So, and I'm not saying Vanderbilt's terrible. I'm not saying Texas is terrible. Texas has their defensive backs and their receivers are spectacular. Okay, yeah. But they have some weaknesses in the other places. However, when we did, I'm looking here, Clint. I got it in fact right in front of me at our predictions on the schedule for this year. You predicted 8-4.
Which obviously it's not going to happen.
I predicted 7-5.
Right.
They're right on track for mine.
Yeah. Still. And you're probably more online with what most people thought. 7-5.
Most people were saying between 5 and 7 wins is what most Hog fans were saying. And look, here's the deal. These last 2 games, Um, we both think that we both thought they would beat. I mean, we both thought they would lose to Texas.
Yeah.
I think everybody, when we looked at the schedule at the beginning of the year, put Texas down as a loss.
Yeah, really. I mean, and I've said this before, really, you look past it, who the only game that probably we should have won was obviously Oklahoma State. We're better than
Yeah.
Oklahoma State. I think we see that now.
Yeah.
But you don't get to play it over.
Yeah.
So carry on.
Well, and then so we lost to Texas, but we played Texas very well. Okay. And we didn't play that well, Clint. Our offense played, I would say, subpar for us. Now, Texas had something to do with that. Okay. They had something to do with it. They had some dudes and they were tough.
Yeah.
But our offense just couldn't get anything going. And we still played them well. Now we have Louisiana Tech coming in. And we're going to talk more about that in a minute. And then we got Mizzou, which looks more winnable than it did at the beginning of the year, which I happened to pick us to beat Mizzou. You picked us to lose to Mizzou.
Yeah.
But I think if after seeing Mizzou play, especially in the middle of the season, you probably would have switched yours to a Hog victory.
A lot of it's going to depend on how healthy Brady Cook is.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean that's a lot of if Brady Cook's full strength, I don't see us beating Missouri. I just don't.
Yeah.
If he's wounded, we got a legit shot.
But here's the deal, Clint. First of all, we got to beat Louisiana Tech. And Louisiana Tech worries me more. They worry me like UAB started worrying me as we went into that game. Because Louisiana Tech has got a pretty good defense. They've went into overtime, 3 times, I think. They lost 3 games by like less than 3 points, something like that. They just beat a team in Western Kentucky that they wasn't supposed to beat. They're not a terrible team, okay? If our players go into the game like we did against UAB, where before the UAB game, and I've liked what I've heard from our players this week in the Monday press conference, because this time in the Monday press conference, our players actually knew what Louisiana Tech had. They knew where they were strong, where they were weak. Against UAB, our players had no idea before the game.
Yeah, I'm sure some messages got sent and some leadership got shown. No, this is a game we should win.
What's your score prediction?
I'm gonna go
we're picked by 22.
31-14 Hawks.
I'm going 24-10 Hogs. I think their defense keeps it closer than we think, and our offense has a harder time against their defense. I hope I'm wrong, but that's my prediction. All right, so Hog basketball team took on I guess since we talked on here, they took on Pacific.
Yep.
And beat them. It was a good game. I mean, they.
But that really wasn't the story after the game, was it?
No, it wasn't. Coach Cal scolded the fans a little bit. He about wanting to fill up the stands. What do you think about him kind of coming at the fans a little bit?
Well, it was a sellout, wasn't it?
It was.
Even if it wasn't, here's the thing: if you're not going to use your ticket, give it to somebody.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where they were with it. Like, man, make sure that I get it. It's a Monday night at 7 or 8 against Pacific.
Yeah.
Like for example, if you're me, like that's a 2.5 hour drive to Fayetteville to go watch a shooty hoops game.
Yeah, even if you got a free ticket,
Even if I got a free
it's
ticket,
still costly.
it still costs me. I got to park when I get there, and then I've got to walk back to my car, and then I hate life because I'm walking back to my car.
And then you gotta eat, you gotta do all those different things.
Yeah, then it's a whole thing, Travis.
That's the whole thing.
It's a whole thing. But there's a lot of people live in Fayetteville that they just didn't go to the game for whatever reason. Give them tickets away. If you're not going to use them, give them away. Give them to a kid. Find a father and son that live up there that just want to go to a game and say, "Here, man, have fun at the game." Be sure they get used. That's the big thing. I'm not concerned because as the games get better, and you're playing. I think this week, obviously, I think Friday's going to have a good crowd.
Yeah.
How many former Razorbacks play for Little Rock?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Doesn't keep KK Robinson play?
I think so, but I'm not sure. I haven't looked at their roster.
I know there's 2 former Razorbacks on the on A State.
Now, Clint, here's my take on it on Cal. I think it's early for him to do that. Okay. I think that's something you might could do later after you've sort of earned your keep per se.
Dude, if Coach Cal ain't earned his keep, then
but you got to remember though, Clint, we're not Kentucky. Okay, we don't have the tradition of winning every year like Kentucky. He was at a place that before he got there, long before he got there, was filling up Monday night games against teams like Pacific. They were filling them up without a problem. Okay.
Well,
they had the tradition of winning. We don't have that. Okay.
Well, I do want to argue with you here because you're wrong. And that's just the way it is. It's like every argument we've ever had. I've been right, you've been wrong. You know that.
No, sir.
No, that's the way it goes. No, but here's the thing. If you want to get on the radio and pretend like you're Kentucky and you want us to talk about we're a top 5 basketball school, I've heard Randy Waywater, he says, I think Arkansas is a top 5 job. If you're going to say that, you're going to have to pack the stadium like it.
I agree.
If you're going to say you're that, then you're going to have to act like that. And that ain't just the team, that's the fans.
No, but I think that'll come. But I think fans are still kind of okay, waiting to see what this is because he only played 7 players the other night. They still don't know what this team is yet. Okay. We still don't know. People still don't know who Thero is. He was a bad man.
Okay?
He's a heck of a player. They still don't know. I mean, they still don't know who Billy Mitchell is. They still don't know who these guys are yet. I mean,
they know who Boogie Fland is.
They know who Boogie Fland is. He's got a name, okay, but they don't really know who all these guys are yet. And part of that's because they're all new guys. We don't have anybody. I mean, Monday night, Brazil wasn't playing. The only guy we know from the past, and the state's not that connected to him. Okay. It's not like you got a Devo Davis on the team that the team has watched grow up, that the fans have watched grow up, okay, before their eyes. And also, Cal is not Eric Musselman when it comes to being a salesman for filling seats. He does it, and look, I'm not saying he's not as good as Musselman, okay, or nothing like that. What I'm saying is Musselman worked social media. He was out on campus. He was out in the world trying to get seats filled up. Okay. He was like the guy, he was like, what's his name? On a semi-pro. Jackie Moon. Yeah. He was out there, trying to sell seats and trying to, all that kind of stuff. Cal hasn't had to do that because Cal puts a great product. Okay. When you put a great product out, sometimes you don't have the flash right away, but people are going to see his great product. He's putting a great product out there. They're going to fill the seats. Okay. It's going to happen. They're going to, and I agree, they need to figure, the university could help out, make a connection with the local schools and start giving kids some tickets, to or with the local fire departments and local police departments or something like that, find places to where you can give those tickets out, or people can say, hey, I'm not coming to the game, which I think this university is starting to do some of that.
Yeah.
They can so yeah. But this basketball team, Clint, they shot better and not just Big Z. Uh, he had that game where he hit the 6 threes. That was a heck of a game. Did you see the post game press conference when he shot after he hit the 6 threes?
No, I did not.
Oh, dude. Well, I love to pick on Bob Holt because of his great questions.
Right, yeah.
What do
Kind
you
of like
think
I pick
about
on
that?
you when we have a player on. You're like, what's your plan for after baseball?
What did you think about that? What did you think about that? Well, he asked Big Z, he goes, he said, hey, you didn't get to play much last year at Kentucky because you were kind of or he had to get eligible or whatever, and then then you transferred to Arkansas, so you're in a new place. And so what's that been like for you? One great Bob Holt question. What's that been like for you? And Big Z just starts laughing. He goes, you asked me that last time I was in here. And dude, I cracked up laughing. I'm like, he just called out Bob Holt for being an unimaginative man and asking the same question twice.
No, it's
like,
good.
Way to go, Big Z.
Big Z, I don't know. I know you don't listen to this podcast, nor should you. But if you choose to come on this podcast, we'll pay your normally rate, and I will throw in some chicken wings from Wingstop. I'll bot squad them, send them to your crib. Just come on do the podcast. I'm gonna buy you right now. The regular going rate. And I'm gonna give you some Wingstop wings, and you come in. We'll ask you good questions.
That's right.
Good question.
Yeah. So what do you think about that?
Yeah. Not what you think about that. I'll ask you like where's he from? Croatia, is that right?
Somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah. So, I'll ask you like where was the best barbecue in Croatia?
That's right. Yeah.
Like, do they even have Petty Jean Bologna where he's from? I don't know. I'll find out.
Probably not.
Probably not.
I mean, Petty Jean's got a wide scope, but I'm not for sure they're that wide.
So I did. No, this is totally off subject here, and I apologize for taking that. I did. There's somebody told me that Pigskin Preach talks about there's this famous place to eat in Michigan, and all their meats are Petty Jean meats.
Really?
Like they import the meats from Petty Jean. And everything. It's the greatest thing ever. So anyway,
hey man, I would pay some good money for some good Petty Jean chicken loaf right now.
Oh.
Anytime. I haven't had that in forever with that crushed black pepper on the outside of it.
Okay, that is good. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh man, that was good stuff. I'd go to the Worcester store, get some a chicken loaf with cheddar cheese on sourdough bread sandwich. What you talking about, man? What you talking about? That was sweet. Woo, that was good stuff. But anyway, well, Clint, got a question for you.
Yeah.
What you been watching?
Dude, I finished this season of Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone.
Is that good?
That's good. Now, hey, you know what? We all give Stallone crap for some of the acting, like the Expendables and all that. But you know what Sylvester Stallone is underrated at?
What's that?
I mean, like, no, for real. When he's sitting down having a conversation, it comes across like normal.
Yeah.
Like a guy having a conversation with another guy or with his daughter, with his son. His ability to act as a normal person and not come across as forced. Now he's saying some of his action stuff not cheesy as crap because it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tulsa King just finished season 2. I thought it was great. So that's what I binge watched it, finished it Sunday.
Well, I did some binge watching this weekend myself and made quick work of the latest episodes of Cobra Kai.
Oh, I still have not finished this season because I just don't want to admit that it's over.
And the thing is, it doesn't wrap up yet.
Okay, well, I'm still on.
So even the ones that they released like 6 more episodes, and there's still more to go.
Dude, they are going to drive that horse into the ground.
Yeah. But it's good. It's good stuff.
There's no hair left on that horse's backside.
That's right. Yeah.
Clean off.
That's right. And then I'm excited, and I sent a deal in our group text, and I know you're excited too, that they're talking about rebooting.
Oh, yes.
Rebooting Friday Night Lights. Now, I know if my boy Matt Sandifer's watching this, he's one of the ones that got me to watch that. And he had been telling me for years that I needed to watch it, and I didn't do it. And I should have listened to him. The one time I should have listened to that cat. But what do you think? You think Matt Saracen comes back to coach? You think Riggins and
no,
Crash? You think Crash comes back and coaches? Who do you think comes back and coaches it?
You can't do Friday Night Lights without Eric Taylor.
Yeah.
Eric Taylor's got to be back as a head coach. But here's the thing. I've got, as long as Cadams is involved, Jason Cadams, the showrunner of that show, I've got faith it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I got faith it's going to do right. And one thing I liked, I'd always admired about Friday Night Lights was that Peter Berg, who was like the director, and he did that. He came and said, "Look, guys, this isn't going to be one of them shows where you're in high school for 20 years.
Yeah,
you're going to graduate.
Yeah,
you are going to graduate, and you're going to move on, and you're going to leave the show."
I think they should bring Lance back to coach.
What's funny is to hear everybody talk about it, that, believe it or not, Jesse Plemons was the best football player on the show. They said the rest of the boys weren't worth a crap, but Jesse, he grew up in Mart, Texas.
Yeah.
Which he's married to Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But no, I'm excited. I also could see there's no way in the world Michael B. Jordan is going to come back.
No, he's too big for that now.
He's like, I know, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good. Like you could get Billy Riggins or Taylor Kitsch. You could get either one of them guys on the show. You could even get Eric Taylor and Connie Britton. Michael B. Jordan is probably not going to be returning.
No.
He's like, thanks for the trampoline. I've used it. Don't need it no more.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Well, folks, thank you so much for watching, and please like, share, comment, all that good stuff. We need you, as always, on the Hawg Slop podcast, in the Slop House, baby. But anyway, we're so excited to have you, and look, this hog season, we still got a chance to have a good finish here. Okay, we got a chance to have a good finish. Louisiana Tech, let's beat them, and we'll see what happens with Missouri. Then let's go bowling, see what happens. All right.
Larry could come out Saturday.
He could. Well, folks, thank you so much, Clint. Have an awesome week, man. See you next week.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Later.
Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Listen, that's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Listen, I wake up in the morning, I bow my head to pray. Mama told me if I don't, ain't nothing gonna change. These prayers breaking up hard ground, so I can sow the seed. Ain't afraid of no aches and pain. Lord knows I gotta follow his believe. That's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no water till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Oh, I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no water till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Sun beating down so hard I can barely breathe.